Welcoming to the studio now, Melissa McCollum, El Segundo Public Library Director. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm so glad to be here.
Yeah, and just in time for National Library Week. So the theme this year is Find Your Place at the Library. Just a little ironic because we're all dealing with this pandemic and everyone is remote. But what is the library doing to keep everyone connected still?
Sure. So we did have to close about a month ago, but we immediately started thinking about other ways that we could serve the community. So the first thing that we did was add hundreds of new books for kids and teens and adults to our digital collection. And community members can find that online or through the apps Overdrive and Libby. We also,
which I have on my phone, by the way.
Yes, it's wonderful, wonderful, very easy to use.
Yes.
And then we also started creating virtual programming almost immediately as well. So now if community members go online or look at our social media, they'll find our Storytime virtual options. So baby storytime, preschool, toddler, and bilingual story times, as well as many other programs. So we have art activities and songs. We've done yoga and meditation classes online, as well as our book club discussion last month, and constantly adding more. We're really fortunate to have our Art and Cultural Committee also contributing content. So Maureen Kingsley from the El Segundo Scene has been doing writing prompts. Natalie Strong has converted our Room of Requirement to a digital version where everybody can contribute the art that they're making at home and share pictures of it for others. And Sally Martin from Studio Antiques.
Nice.
You probably
What's
have
Sally doing?
Right. So she and her husband have done some great content where they talk about vinyl records and pie birds. I've learned so much.
Wow.
So it really is a collaborative effort to get some online programming up there for people to enjoy.
On your website.
Yes.
Free Your Mind.
Yes.
That section, really neat. So you can learn how to bake, you can learn how to play the ukulele.
Absolutely. So in addition to the content that we're creating, we wanted to help people find the amazing things that are going on across the world. The creative community has been incredibly generous in providing content. So authors are reading their books, illustrators are teaching, drawing classes, musicians are both performing but also teaching lessons. There's amazing virtual tours of museums around the world. And then I don't know if another one of my favorites, the closed aquariums and zoos are offering interactions with the animals. So there's so much that you can find online, and that's one of the things we wanted to offer was to try to help people find those resources.
Great portal there to the rest of the world.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that.
And just a couple other examples. We also had a librarian who put together a list of resources for parents talking about the coronavirus with their kids.
Right.
That was a question that we were getting from a lot of community members.
Talk to your kids, I think, is what it is
Exactly,
on your website. Yeah.
Exactly. And then last week, a librarian put together a list of resources for artists, so places that they can find financial help or to connect with other artists for advocacy and networking. We were inspired by what the city's Department of Economic Development did for putting together resources for small businesses. So we hope that the creative community will find this resource helpful as well.
I'm sure they will. Tell us about some of the projects that are also in progress at the library.
Oh, sure, absolutely. So we've been able to move forward on some of those during this time. I'm not sure everybody knows that we have partnered with the Department of Recreation and Parks to activate a section of Library Park right outside the Children's Library. So the plan is to add furniture, some new landscaping, a sensory garden, as well as some interactive educational elements. And so we're working with an architect right now to create that plan. And when it's a little bit farther along, we definitely are going to seek input from the community before we finalize it. So that's really exciting. And another one I'll mention, our Arts and Cultural Committee is working with our History Committee on a utility box project. So similar to the baseball themed box that's outside of the Slice and Pint, they are creating themes and searching for historical photographs to illustrate those themes for additional boxes within the downtown El Segundo area. So that's moving forward, and we're excited about that project as well.
All right, so let's talk about National Library Week.
Sure.
Yeah. Some special things the library is doing, I think, this week.
Absolutely. So if you haven't heard of National Library Week before, hopefully you have, but it's a celebration that has been in place since the 50s, just to celebrate libraries and library staff and library volunteers. So we had planned to do a huge breakfast with our library board, our Friends of the Library, and our Arts and Cultural Committee, and all of our patrons. Obviously, because of the prohibition on large gatherings, we aren't going to be able to host it this year. Hopefully it'll be back next year. But we did want to celebrate. And so one of the things that we are excited to announce is we have our second library special edition library card. Last year was our first. We did one featuring a detail of the water tank by John van Himmersveld. That was our first artist card. And this year it is a library card that features a detail of our Portals to Memory mural by Nana Chacon. And so it's beautiful. So 2 versions of that. So community members can come in once we reopen and get a new card or switch out their old card, although we have a lot of classic cards that people want to hold on to as well. But we're excited about that. And then just today, we are debuting an El Segundo Public Library book drop. And what that is, we are going to put a few titles on every day, ask our community members to note which ones they want to read, and then we'll do a random drawing and select a winner for each book. And then I will deliver it to them.
Really?
So it's just for El Segundo residents, but we're going to do contactless and safe delivery. But it's a great way to try to get some new materials out into the community. And so what we ask is that they read the book. When we reopen, they'll return it to us at that time, and then we'll add it to the library's collection so others can read it as well. So a few of the books that we have here I think are up to date today. It's New Kid. This is Newbery Award winner, Glass Hotel. She wrote Station 11 a few years ago, which was a huge hit. So people have been waiting for her next book. And then there's cookbooks and graphic novels, children's books, etc. So we're going to do it.
Who doesn't want Grumpy Monkey?
I do. I do love that cover for sure. And if things go well, we'll do it beyond National Library Week, but we wanted to do something special to celebrate.
Okay, and there's a few people you want to thank while you're here.
I would love to thank the El Segundo Public Library staff. I have been so impressed with how committed they've been, how innovative they've been.
Working hard.
They sure are. They sure are. And one thing that people may not know is most of them are involved in our incident management team as well. So at the command level, many are doing records management, and then many are also staffing our call center, so our joint information center where the community can call in and ask questions. So grateful for the good job that everybody's doing. And then again, thank you to our Friends of the Library and our Library Board and our Arts and Cultural Advisory Committee and other volunteers who have stayed engaged and continually advise about what the library can do now and in the future. So we're very grateful. Right.
So talking about the future now, when do you think the library will reopen? Any thoughts?
So I wish I had an answer for you. That is another thing that we're doing right now, which is planning, thinking about the safest way that we can reopen. Obviously, our biggest priority is the safety of our community and our staff members. Yeah. We don't have a time yet of when we can safely open. We're waiting for guidance from the city and from the state and beyond. But we will. We're thinking about it and cannot wait to see everybody back in the library. We miss everybody very much.
Right, but in the meantime, you guys are still connected. How neat how everything is so digital now, and you guys are just keeping up with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's interesting that you mentioned the theme of National Library Week, Find Your Place at the Library. There's also a new version of it, which is Find the Library at Your Place, because really we're open 24 hours if you use us digitally. So it's something that we've already put a lot of effort in, and we're putting in even more because of the situation.
Sounds like you guys are doing a great job at it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Melissa, if anyone wants any more information about what we talked about today, how can they get in touch with the library?
Sure, many options. They can go to our website at elsegundolibrary.org. They can give us a call, or they can email refdesk@elsegundo.org, or always give me a call or email me directly. That would work also as well.
Thank you so much for the time that you spent with us today to talk about some of the library programs. Even though we're dealing with this pandemic, nice to know that people can still access their books and other programs that the library has to offer digitally.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
You're very welcome, Melissa. And don't forget to check out elsegundo.org for all the latest and up-to-date information on COVID-19.